Folks, we're back. This is Steve Sanson, Jim Jonas, for another episode of Veterans in Politics. Today's show is going to be with Michael Broadway. He's going to talk about his professional and personal experience with District Court for Family Division Judicial candidate Jason Stoffel. You have anything, Jim?
No, I'm actually kind of, I'm excited. I can't remember the last time we interviewed you, Michael.
It's been a minute, hasn't it?
Yeah,
We've never interviewed Michael Broadway.
No.
I mean, he's been on the panel before.
Right, yeah.
But we never had him on the show.
So, yeah, I'm just interested to hear his take because we had another guest on, and my memory's escaping me, talking about how Jason Stoffel didn't do his job.
Oh, that was Robert Zich.
Yeah.
Zich.
Okay.
He was talking about the malpractice lawsuit he filed against Stoffel.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of interesting with this whole judicial race that there's a lot of Republicans out there that are just automatically supporting Jason Stoffel because I guess he's a registered Republican.
Because they don't know better.
Right.
A lot of people that go one side or the other, not knowing who the hell they're going for just by party line, are called lazy voters.
Right. Well, it's just it's a pretty similar situation with, and we'll end up getting into that more in depth later. But it's kind of a similar situation with Judge Herndon.
Yeah.
Same thing. Like all these people that I talk to are just automatically saying, "Well, yeah, of course I'm going to vote for him because he's a Republican."
Yeah, and
hold on a second.
And I asked the same people.
Right.
I said, okay, so he's a Republican. When was the last time you saw this fool at the Republican Central Committee,
right,
or the Active Republican Women, or anything? When was the last time? You know what they tell me? Oh, I've never seen them there. Okay. So they're calling opportunists. That's a different political party.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I agree 100%.
Okay.
So,
Michael, how you doing?
well, I'm doing good.
Can you give the viewers and listeners a background about yourself, please?
Absolutely. My name is Michael Broadway. I'm a real estate broker and have been for
Trump supporter.
Avid Trump supporter. You can see it right here.
Oh. I thought you were just wearing that for pretend.
Avid
Michael.
Trump supporter, Republican, obviously, and this is one Republican that will not vote for Stoffel. And as a matter of fact, I early voted, and I did not vote for him.
Who'd you vote for?
Nadine Cutter.
Oh, beautiful person.
Yes.
Yes. So, Mr. Broadway, what brings you here today?
Well, I just saw some of your posts on Facebook about Jason Stoffel, and I thought that I would do my best to refresh my memory and come tell you some of the instances that I went through.
Well, we would love to hear them all.
Okay. Well, to start out, I met Jason through a mutual friend.
Okay.
And then I went to him. I took another friend to him first, and they did a divorce. And it was uncontested, and it went smooth.
Right.
Pretty much, simple. So then on this next deal, I said, hey, I've got a problem with one of my children with regards to the mother being difficult, and I have some issues which we'll get into.
Right.
And he says, yeah, give me $2,000 down. I can help you on this. And I said, all right, that's fair enough. So paid the money and, went forward. Had a lot of problems going forward, and I've got some emails that I'd like to kind of go through.
Sure.
And just kind of start. I've tried to put it together to do the best I can.
Obviously, I'm a prepared guest.
Oh, well, I don't know that I'm that prepared, but obviously this was years ago. I pulled up some of the emails that I could. A lot of it was, we had some verbal conversations as well.
Okay.
To just reiterate what my problem was, from the start, from the get-go, is the only thing working in his office is the billing department. Okay. I have emails from him saying, sorry, I was in Big Bear, my Verizon didn't work, and I'm thinking, they don't have Wi-Fi there? Okay. Let me check my emails. I'm like, I get them here on my phone.
I'm pretty sure they do because a really good friend of mine was in Big Bear last weekend, and
They could actually communicate? Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
We said a couple words back and forth.
So, yeah, I
Big
mean...
Bear has Wi-Fi up there.
And I have, plenty of emails here, and I can probably go over them with you.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's see this. Here's one of the things he sent me, which was a response from the opposing counsel. And then this is August 29th. And then my response was, you told me you were sending a letter out with regards to requesting her school schedule and why she couldn't make the mediation earlier. Have we got a response from that letter? Can you forward me a copy? Okay. Never happened. Finally, the next day, he sent a letter. Can you ask your lady to produce her school records when she goes to classes times a class? Mediation appointment is not until the end of September. Bruce from FMC, Family Mediation Center, for those of you that don't know what that means, had dates in early September, but your client refused and said she's still in school. Can we put this issue to bed and verify her school schedule? This will give you enough time preparing for the hearing at the end. Blah, blah. Only my guy would agree to keep the existing mediation appointment and kick out the hearing a week. He was not okay with a month, like indicated in my prior email. I just got off the phone with him. Now, this is probably the 5th time I've asked him to send these letters.
Okay. He's a procrastinator.
Very much so.
Okay.
So, then I get a email from him. Let me forward this portion of the correspondence to John, who is now the 3rd attorney over there I'm dealing with. Then the next email I will pass along when I get something. There are a lot of cooks in the kitchen. This is August 30th.
Of what year are we talking?
2017. Okay. Now, one of the things that I've seen that I want to chat about is he is running for family court judge. He has no children.
I know.
Okay? There's a big difference. Okay? I'm sitting here not getting visitation. My child's being held from me. And
parental alienation.
Yeah, absolutely. The stepfather is now, the mother is now calling the stepfather daddy to my son, and Jason can't respond. And I have as we go forward, I want to get to a point, but I'd like to tell the media and the people out there, consider when you vote. This man has no children. He doesn't understand what it's like when you don't get to see your child for 10 days because the opposing parent is playing games. This doesn't matter to him. He's never felt that pain. So vote wisely, people. Let's see. Let's go to the next one.
We did an article, family court judge, a man with no family running for family court judge. He doesn't even acknowledge his wife, Amanda Roberts. He doesn't even acknowledge her on his website. You think that if you're a family court judge, especially she is a family court attorney, you want to absorb
say
that.
We have something in here.
Yeah, it's just say, hey, I'm married and I feel your pain. I got the same type of mindset as you, And then why do you think he doesn't acknowledge his wife on his website?
I don't know. That would be, I guess, a question for him. I'm not sure. I don't know why he wouldn't do that, especially if she's I don't know why he wouldn't do it anyway, as most politicians always.
Do you think he's a
include
looker?
their spouse? Yeah, absolutely.
A little womanizer?
I don't know. Possibly.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to say something on that standpoint too. So, good friend of ours and a member of Veterans in Politics, Robert Madoff, has contacted Jason Stoffel on many occasions and asked him to come on the show. We've asked him to come on the show. He said he will not come on the show unless there's a moderator. And I'm like, well, how much more moderation do you need? Like, you have 2 moderators right here. Like, we're putting it on Facebook Live. Like, anything can be debated.
I know, it's transparent.
Right. So, full disclosure.
He wasn't worried about that when he was running against Vinny Ochoa.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted the viewers and listeners to understand that because one of the criticisms that we get sometimes is, oh, it seems like you're piling on against this person, but you're not giving them ample time to respond. we've asked him on the show several times. So, and he's turned it down every single time.
Please continue.
So
Broadway.
I want to, I have an email from him. I guess I sent him an email that I would like to read to everybody.
Sure.
Jason, I am going on the 9th day with 0 reply from you and the opposition laughing at me about how they just ignored your demand for the school schedule and, of course, a narcissistic letter that is in your email inbox. I've had this type of behavior prior with other attorneys, but never you. I am wondering what is up. Okay. I get a reply saying that for the last 10 days were a blur, a new computer, being down with that, trip to Big Bear, few emergencies, school issues. How do you have school issues when you don't have a child? Anyway,
maybe he's volunteering.
I had to leave yesterday early to get the carpets clean as they were in my office.
Hold on something.
So your carpets step over my...
He might be volunteering as a crossing guard at the school.
Maybe so. I don't know. And then I am with you, Michael, and I don't mean to ignore you. Just had a lot going on the last 10 days and over a vacation with emergencies and other hearing cases. I got a lot of time. I'm physically at the office today getting caught up with things. I will search for other emails that I may not have read. Mm. This is after 10 days that he even admits in his own email. So
he's incompetent.
Very. So then, as I said, the billing department works. I get an email from Pink Makeup Gal, I forget his name, his assistant there, and I get a $5,000 request because we're going to trial. I'm like, I've asked you to send these letters. You haven't sent them. I've had to keep a cattle prod up your backside to get them out. But again, if his office worked like his billing department, it would be a great place to go. Okay? So to make a long story short, what ended up happening, and then here's my email dated 10/28. What about the response to the school schedule? Because I had to continually prod him to do that.
Right. Never
got anything sent. Never with regards to anything. The final straw, when just nothing was getting done, and I got a bill for $5,000 to go to court.
Wow.
Which we didn't even. Our correspondence with the opposing counsel, as I read to you, we were laughed at.
Right.
Like, who's this punk, right?
Right.
Whatever. So I fired him. I went and hired Kelleher, who I'd used on a couple of my other children. And within a matter of a week, it was resolved. The mother of my other child came in to her attorneys, signed the documents. They were submitted to court. No trial happened. I should have used them in the first place.
And this is the guy that wants to be a district court judge.
This is the guy. So I am totally opposed that he go do this. I mean, he can't even run his law office. What's going to happen when people are in there, children are under pressure? Is he going to be in Big Bear for 10 days while kids are being abused and he can't make a decision, or what's the deal? I do not recommend this man for this position.
What else do you have on him, Mr. Broadway?
I think I've pretty much kind of, spilled my piece on him and what my experience was.
Okay.
I was very disappointed in him. Then he came back and said, I still owe him $2,000 more. I must have maybe I had to pay for the Big Bear trip. And I said, no. So I said, I'll give you $1,000. So anyway, I think we settled at $1,750 just to make it go away. And at that time, I had already transferred it to Kelleher. So it was easier for me to make that go away than to go file with the bar and all that. I'm a busy guy, 5 children, single dad, and a lot going on. So just easier for me to make it go away versus...
Imagine if he had your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Probably couldn't even brush his teeth.
Yeah. I have no idea. But I was, until today, I was unaware that his wife was a attorney for family.
Yeah. Amanda Roberts. So let's recap. You hired Mr. Stoffel to take care of a family court issue. He, after repeated attempts to get the situation handled, he totally ignored you, and he comes up with all kinds of excuses
Correct.
But yet, he has the audacity to bill you.
Except the billing department.
No, that was in full
That's
function.
clockwork.
Exactly.
That's clockwork.
Yeah.
If the rest of it worked like that, he'd be all right. So, yeah, I mean, that has been my full experience with him, and obviously no communication since then.
Okay.
But no need to be. But I'd be scared that he would be a judge, and
So you're doing your civic duty to warn others.
absolutely.
Well, we appreciate you coming on the program. If you don't have anything else to add.
I just want to add a couple things. First off, thank you for coming on.
You betcha.
And while you're here, and I don't have another question for you, but it kind of goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of the episode, but I'm going to add to it a little bit more. One of the things that really scares me about judges being elected, and I would like you to kind of chime in on this, if you wouldn't mind, Michael.
Absolutely.
So, what's your feelings on judges being elected?
Well, I guess...
I said I didn't have a question, but I do. Sorry.
I guess...
Put you on the spot there.
Well, if they weren't elected, how would they be appointed? I guess is my question.
Right. Yeah.
So
no, I agree with you on that. Well, one of the things that I just find interesting about Jason Stoffel is because
He's a poor communicator, for starters.
well, and Michael for coming on, but this is the second person that we've had willing to come on to state their case about Mr. Stoffel. One of the things that concerns me is that over how many years Steve and I have been interviewing people running for judges. Like, it used to be the number one question that Steve and I would always ask is, why do you want to be a judge? You're going to take a huge pay cut.
Right.
So
Well, I do, and with regards to you talking about the other people, I can tell you this. There is one other person that chose to remain anonymous that had a horrible experience with Mr. Stoffel.
So I just think it's interesting. If he can't run his law office, maybe the reason why he does want to be a judge is because he won't have to worry about that anymore.
Maybe his wife is saying, you know what, we can't be partners anymore with this Roberts and Stoffel law firm. You need to go find your own way. And then he decided to run for judge.
Yeah. It's really disappointing to me that we have so many candidates that are running for judges that are just arbitrarily supported by whatever political party.
Yeah.
You know, this is what I say. There's probably about
Bugs me.
16,000 attorneys in the state, and this is all we have to choose from.
Right. Yeah.
This is the pool we got, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, I would hope that if I ever end up in family court again, that if Mr. Stoffel unfortunately did get elected, that he would recuse himself from my case.
Now, he'll want you to do a peremptory challenge of pay to $450.
Probably, yeah.
So, Mr. Broadway, could you look at the camera and tell folks how important it is for them not to vote for Jason Stoffel?
Yeah, I mean, guys, with my experience, I think he could use a lot more time sharpening up his law firm skills, like emails. This is 2020. Even in 2017, when I was reading you the emails, cell phones, these things right here, emails still pop up. To tell me that after 10 days I need to go check my emails when I'm an attorney is ridiculous. And then to tell me that the Verizon signal in Big Bear is bad. I mean, can't you go to the breakfast restaurant and connect on Wi-Fi? Can't you go eat dinner? I mean, Wi-Fi is everywhere around the world. You will find endless excuses and poor mismanagement, except for the billing. That works. But I would not recommend that any of you vote for Jason Stoffel.
Michael Broadway, thank you so much for coming on the program. Folks, that's Michael Broadway. He was bringing up his professional and personal experience with judicial candidate for family court, Jason Stoffel. And it's so important that you people pay attention when you go to the voting booth or fill out your ballots and put them in the mail, because these are the people that's going to run your lives for the next 6 years. If not you personally, it's going to be somebody that you know and love and care about. And if they can't even run their own law firm, how do you expect them to sit on the bench and tell you what to do? So pay attention, be educated. We do this because we want people to educate themselves, and we want a judiciary that we could be proud of. And right now, the judiciary that's there, we're not so much proud of it. So we need to put good people in office, and we're bringing people to come and thank you so much for putting your face on the
Absolutely.
program and stating your case. We appreciate it. And we hope that others would do the same. And if you don't do it on our show, do it on another show, or, do it on a group text or email, and let others know about your experience, whether it's satisfactory or unsatisfactory, about these judicial candidates running for office. That's the only way we're going to grow. That's the only way we're going to educate ourselves on these candidates, if we don't have personal experience with them. This is Steve Sanson, Jim Jonas for Veterans in Politics. Until next time.